New Hampshire has long been known as a bump in the road for front runners. And this year is no exception. The road to the Republican nomination and the White House is a long road. Mine will go through all 50 states, and I intend it to end at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Mr. Chairman, delegates and my fellow citizens, I proudly accept your nomination. This is not the time for third chances. It is the time for new beginnings. When America uses force in the world, the cause must be just, the goal must be clear, and the victory must be overwhelming. I will work to reduce nuclear weapons and nuclear tension in the world, to turn these years of influence into decades of peace. And at the earliest possible date, my administration will deploy missile defenses to guard against attack and blackmail. I want to change the tone of Washington to one of civility and respect. Americans live on the sunrise side of the mountain. The night is passing, and we are ready for the day to come. God bless America. So as we leave this convention, excited about our chances, united for the cause, I want to say once again, I appreciate the honor to be carrying the banner for the Republican Party. I want to say once again, America, give us a chance. Give us a chance to restore honor to the White House. This is going to be a tough fight, and we need your help. We want your help. We want you by our side as we march across America with a message that's so hopeful and optimistic, a message that speaks to the better angels of America, not our darker impulses. A lot of people didn't think we had much of a chance in the big state of Illinois. But I wouldn't be standing here with 2 weeks to go in this campaign if I didn't think differently. I'm running against a man who trusts Washington, D.C. to make decisions on behalf of Illinois folks. He may try to hide from that philosophy, but that's what he believes if you listen to the policies. After all, he's a person who wants to increase the size and scope of the federal government, the largest we've seen since the 60s. I mean, he wants to increase the size and scope of the federal government more than Walter Mondale and Michael Dukakis combined. That's pretty big. He wants to increase the size of the federal government 3 times more than President Clinton did. That's what he believes if you listen to the policies. After all, he's a person who wants to increase the size and scope Our country has been through a long and trying period, with the outcome of the presidential election not finalized for longer than any of us could ever imagine. Vice President Gore and I put our hearts and hopes into our campaigns. We both gave it our all. We shared similar emotions, so I understand how difficult this moment must be for Vice President Gore and his family. He has a distinguished record of service to our country as a congressman, a senator, and a vice president. This evening I received a gracious call from the vice president. We agreed to meet early next week in Washington, and we agreed to do our best to heal our country after this hard-fought contest. I have a lot to be thankful for tonight. I'm thankful for America, and thankful that we are able to resolve our electoral differences in a peaceful way. I'm thankful to the American people for the great privilege of being able to serve as your next president. I want to thank my wife and our daughters for their love. Laura's active involvement as First Lady has made Texas a better place, and she will be a wonderful First Lady of America. The cooperation I have seen in this hall is what is needed in Washington, D.C. I'm optimistic that we can change the tone in Washington, D.C. I believe things happen for a reason, and I hope the long wait of the last 5 weeks will heighten a desire to move beyond the bitterness and partisanship of the recent past. Our nation must rise above a house divided. Americans share hopes and goals and values far more important than any political disagreements. Republicans want the best for our nation, and so do Democrats. Our votes may differ, but not our hopes. I know America wants reconciliation and unity. I know Americans want progress, and we must seize this moment and deliver. Together, guided by a spirit of common sense, common courtesy, and common goals, we can unite and inspire the American citizens. And our history proves it. 200 years ago in the election of 1800, 200 years have only strengthened the steady character of America. And so as we begin the work of healing our nation, tonight I call upon that character. Respect for each other, respect for our differences, generosity of spirit, and a willingness to work hard and work together to solve any problem. I have something else to ask you, to ask every American. I ask for you to pray for this great nation. I ask for your prayers for leaders from both parties. I thank you for your prayers for me and my family. And I ask you to pray for Vice President Gore and his family. I have faith that with God's help, we as a nation will move forward together as one nation, indivisible. And together we will create an America that is open, so every citizen has access to the American dream. I was not elected to serve one party, but to serve one nation. The President of the United States is the President of every single American, of every race and every background. Whether you voted for me or not, I will do my best to serve your interests, and I will work to earn your respect. I will be guided by President Jefferson's sense of purpose, to stand for principle, to be reasonable in manner, and above all, to do great good for the cause of freedom and harmony. The presidency is more than an honor. It is more than an office. It is a charge to keep, and I will give it my all. Thank you very much, and God bless America. Well, I'm mindful that each country is going to have to make their own decisions, economic decisions, as to how best to invigorate growth. First, we should lead by example. And the example of less regulation, rule of law, capital formation, encouragement of entrepreneurial growth is an important example for stagnant economies to look at. Secondly, I'm going to promote free trade. I think free trade will be a stimulus for economic activity all around the world. Thirdly, we will have a foreign policy that is humble. We will have a foreign policy that is present, but humble. John Ashcroft will perform his duties, guided by principle, not by politics. He will be faithful to the law, pursuing justice without favor. He will enforce the law, and he will follow the truth. It is my honor to send this good man's name to the United States Senate to be the 79th Attorney General of the United States, Senator Ashcroft.
Guys, do not rush the door.
Nothing to do, right? I'm here to listen. Answer your question. It's vastly different. It's such a huge honor to come as the president-elect, and I don't think I'll really fully realize the impact until I swear in. I suspect the president will say the same thing. And I am humbled and honored, and I can't thank the president enough for his hospitality. He didn't need to do this.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, no.
We haven't talked about this.
What will you tell him is the biggest problem, Mr. President?